Hello everyone, my name is Ed Tucker and welcome to this show. It's called Harmonizing Faith, where we get to look at a couple of ex-university students who have decided to take their musical talents into the church and serve the Lord. And today, as you can see, I am joined by an amazing co-host. Probably I'll just let her introduce herself then. Yeah, you can continue.
Thank you, Ed. Hi, everybody. My name is Hope Nabalayo, and I am more than thrilled to join Ed on this episode as we share with you the amazing stories of ex-University of Nairobi students who have found their calling in not only serving God, but serving God through singing.
So, yeah, I'm so stoked for this episode. It will be an amazing episode. Hopefully you enjoy it, and because we don't want to waste your time, just sit back, enjoy, make yourselves comfortable, and yeah, have fun while you watch what we have in store for you. So we'll just go into the first segment where I get to see a couple of these ex-university students speak about their experience and what they are doing currently with their musical talents.
Let's get right into it.
My level of interaction with music was quite broad because I mostly did instruments and basically the history of music, especially the African instruments and their history. I also had the chance to learn from people who are actually practicing music. So my lecturers were actually musicians who are practicing it now.
So my experience in university, we had a youth conference that was happening the first week when I joined university. And we had a worship session that was going to happen through the worship conference. So I was part of the team that was going to lead the worship conference. And I happened to be the one leading the worship. And so that was the first exposure to singing in the university. I was a bit nervous. So because of the difference in the audience, but then we had a team around, so it made it kind of easier for me to sing. And so it was a phenomenal experience, really. We loved the experience. At first, I was just nervous, but at the very end, it was a good experience.
So I did sing while I was in university. I used to, there's this outreach program that came to the university and they'd often have weekly meetings, and I joined the band. And the band mostly dealt with, praise and worship. It was a Christian outreach program, and so with that I got to just express my talent and skills and also grow. So I stayed in that band until I finished school.
Hopefully you've enjoyed that first segment, and probably just before we continue, I'd like to ask you, Hope, since we are talking about music, what has been your experience, rather interaction with music? Are you just a passive listener? Are you a passionate music fan, or do you sing?
Okay. First, I'd like to answer, but I wish I could sing. Honestly, I'm so jealous of people who could use their voices in such a lyrical way. Such a beautiful talent. And to make it better, you're using it to sing to God, as it is in this show. And my experience with music, I'd say I'm a very active listener of music. I really enjoy getting lost in the songs, getting lost in the message, getting lost in what you're trying to communicate to me as an artist or as a musician, because it relays so many emotions. And sometimes you're like, hey, I didn't think I'm feeling that, but I'm glad I got to experience it through your lyrics. And I really love embracing myself in the literature genre. Yeah. How about you?
For me, I'm also a very passionate listener of music. As you said, I can't sing. I wish I could. I wish I could sing, but unfortunately I can't. However, I'm a huge fan of music. I'm a huge fan of messaging in music.
In
How
music.
an artist can write something that resonates with me deeply. That's what I look for in music. And I just currently listen to Christian and gospel music, which it's all I listen to nowadays because it makes me feel closer to God
Yeah.
through someone else.
Yeah.
So that's why this show, or rather this episode in specific, is quite important to me because it's something I'm passionate about. And the guys we are interviewing, the lady we'll be interviewing, are people who are in this space of making, or rather using their musical talents to just make music for God. So yeah.
I really love that you brought that up because if not yesterday, today morning, I was going through social media and somebody tweeted that the older they get, the more they appreciate Christian hymns
Yeah.
because they realize that the words are actual prayers.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you went to church when you were younger, you just sing because that's what people are singing
It's
in
like
church.
a ritual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a ritual and you know the lyrics offhand, but the more you come to understand what is being sung, you actually sing it. Like you
Yeah.
get to pray through
Yeah.
singing. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful. And with that, I hope you stick with us into our next segment.
Okay, so I started teaching in my brother's school. It was not very formal, but I'd teach some instruments and a bit of theory. So guitar was my main one, and theory, basically, guitar theory. So I also started singing at gigs where I'd sing at events. Yeah, that was basically it. That's where I started.
So I do purely gospel music. I do sing in church, that's my platform, and Christian conferences and Christian events. So I chose to do gospel because I do love Jesus and I identify with Jesus. But also part of the other reason is to inspire people to love on God, to grow in Jesus. And my third reason is basically to help people connect with, because I think music allows us to draw close to Jesus and to experience God on a different level.
So after my university, I think I stayed a while without singing, and mostly because of, you know, after campus you look for a job and all that stuff. And now seeing areas where you can actually express yourself through music, and I would just go serve in church. So I would just serve in church, and every weekend I would just go rehearse and get to learn from other people who are also in this industry. And I still do serve in church. I'm a worship leader, and I've really grown musically, even also to also grow in my skill. It has been a really great help just exposing myself to the different people I meet, the different people I can learn from. And so for me, it's something that I feel like I will still continue. I will still continue singing. I will still continue using my talent in whatever way. Yes.
I'm currently using all my skills and talents to serve in church, and I'm currently serving in Mavuno Church, and I think it's a great place to serve because there are great musicians where you learn from them and you grow in your skill, and I believe it's the best place to serve. I believe all these talents are God-given, and so where else to use them? Yeah, so I believe my talents and skills are to be used in the house of God, and that's why I'm serving here at the moment.
So my future in music, currently, I do plan to do music in the future, purely as well gospel. My reason, as I had said, is to inspire people. So I desire to do more in the future, probably learn more the music space. So yes, my future, I'm not sure how it's gonna be, but I'm sure that's basically what I want to do in the near future, probably at a more, a better angle than I do right now. So because I expect to have grown. So yes, I do plan to do music in the future as well. Just as currently it's just a platform to grow, and I plan to use this to maximize this to grow and be able to do more in the future. Yes.
That is simply beautiful. From the stories shared, I hope they sparked some inspiration and some interest in you to embark in your own singing journey. Remember that singing can be a skill. You don't necessarily have to be born singing, and you could always learn this and use it for the better good.
And if you happen to be a Christian who has a talent in singing, as you've heard from the guys we interviewed, you can always use that talent in church. I mean, the church is always open for anyone to come and serve. And what better way to use your talents? You can go and serve the Lord with it. And yeah, that's just it. Hopefully, you're inspired to come out, step forward, and use your talents for a better good.
And if indeed you found this interesting or inspiring, make sure you subscribe to EdTaka here on YouTube, leave a comment, and share with your friends.
I have been your host, Ed Taka.
And your co-host, Hope Nabalayo.
Till next time.